Despite how it may appear, I have not died, I have not disappeared, I have not abandoned the world, nor have I abandoned any of my projects. I have merely been busy with other things. I have been doing a little research here and there. I have discovered that most of my knowledge about Windows input handling is obsolete. It all stems from previous versions of DirectX, and though it would probably still work, relying on old APIs is probably not the best idea for creating a modern framework. So I will have to dig up some modern reference material. My goal for this weekend is to get the input from the keyboard, mouse, and joysticks working. I want a state machine that is updated every polling cycle. Key was pressed, key is down, key is up, mouse clicks, mouse deltas, joystick positions, trigger positions, buttons, all of that. So I want gamepad support, mouse support, keyboard support, and hopefully I'm not biting off more than I can chew. So, as for the Dungeons of Daggorath port to the Amiga, it's not really suspended. I haven't really been paying a lot of attention to it, but since it was originally started as an experiment for Septandy, I figured now that Septandy's over, I can continue to work on it for the next year. And though a year may seem like a long time to be pushing back a project, my goal is to have it completed and ready for release by next Septandy. So that gives me, a little while to work on that between sessions working on Fuselage, which is, of course, my main project. I figure since Dungeons of Daggorath was released in 1982 and the Amiga has been, quote, a dead platform for a few years now, the only reason I'm really propelled to try to get the game finished is because there is a resurgence of interest in the Amiga these days, and I think Dungeons of Daggorath would be a great port for that system. Plus, there's the news of the new Amiga system that's retro, whatever their name is, Retro Games or whoever they are. They're doing the whole Amiga 1200 remake, so that'll be cool. Maybe I could have the game ready sometime around the release of that. I don't know. We'll see. But for right now, I'm concentrating on Fuselage. I'm off all weekend, so that'll be my weekend project to get that input handler finished. Um, I am going to rework some parts of GDMF. I won't get into the details now, but some of the stuff I've already done probably won't work well for my idea of having every layer on its own thread. And that in itself is entering new territory for me. So maybe I'm chasing an idea that's probably outside of my capabilities, but I'll never know unless I try. And hey, if it doesn't work, I can always revert back to what I've got working right now. My idea, though, is to simply have all of the different layers running on their own thread. That way, um, it doesn't matter how many sprites you have on screen or how many tile layers you've got or whatever the pixie layers are doing. It shouldn't affect the frame rate. They should be consistent, almost like it's being handled in hardware, because in a sense it actually will be handled in hardware. I mean, it'll be going through the Vulkan layer, but yeah, so using all of the different cores and multi-threading capabilities of the GPU. The idea is to make a very retro-inspired game engine, but taking advantage of all of the modern facilities available to us, plus all of the RAM and all of the parallelism that comes with modern GPUs. Anyway, that's where I am with that. So you can keep me motivated with likes, subscribes, comments, um, criticisms. I mean, as long as they're sane and not weird, because most of them tend to be really weird, which I can appreciate weird, but there's a time and a place for it. Anyway, you know what to do in the meantime: sausages, whiskey, beer, bacon, and a little bit of video games in between all of that. Have fun, try to stay alive, and maybe I'll see you next time.